Now that I've kicked depression's ass and I'm no longer in that dark negative mind space anymore, I am getting the rest of the story about what happened with Atlas and how we got him back and all of that. Because I have so much more that I want to share, but I've got to get this out first. So after we left her house from the police civil standby, we headed straight back to the hotel to go get to work on finding a solution and a way to get Atlas back. I was hoping to be able to keep it out of the court system and hopefully to get him back much quicker than it ended up taking. And my ex told me that she was a member of the LDS church. I am as well. So I got to work on trying to find her church leader. That night I was able to find her stake president, and I reached out to him as soon as I got his number. I gave him a call and I introduced myself and I told him what was going on. He told me to send whatever proof I had, and his mode of action was he was going to reach out to her bishop and try to have a sit-down meeting with her, the bishop, and him. That unfortunately didn't do anything, but like I said, I was trying to keep it out of the courts. So the next morning we got up bright and early and bushy-tailed and ready to pursue this thing. We headed down to the courthouse in an attempt to file some kind of paperwork to demand him back. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what paperwork needed to be filed, and I foolishly went down to the courthouse thinking that the clerk would be able to help me out. I was wrong. FYI, if you're going through something similar, the paperwork that my lawyer filed, I believe, was called Other Tort. Just a side note, while we were there was a very rude woman. After leaving the courthouse, still just as clueless as we were when we got there, we went back to the hotel and I started searching for a lawyer. That in itself was a difficulty because the first one I called, they said it was a conflict of interest. I still have no idea why. Another couple lawyers were like, a dog? No. And then I finally found my lawyer. At the same time of dealing with this, we were trying to work on getting a home set up. We were able to find a home that we could rent as just a month to month because, well, I didn't think it was going to take 18 months to get to trial. And that place was nasty. It was way smaller than what we needed, and it was disgusting. It needed a lot of cleaning. It was so gross, we called that place the Crack Shack. And it just had, I can't explain it, but it just had a negative vibe to it. Eric's depression got worse there. I ended up getting depressed. I didn't even realize I was depressed there until I had my clarity moment and awakening here. That's really when my depression began. Which I'm sure it was a big combination of someone stealing my dog, knowing that I didn't give my dog away, and being in the Crack Shack. 2 days after moving in, we get a knock on the door. It was the police, serving me a protective order. The same morning that I was at the courthouse, she was filing papers